Trump pushes back against his own MAGA base, saying, back off, guys. Pam Bondi needs to do her job. This is very important on the whole which way this Epstein thing is going to go. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm in San Diego in the beach condo that we're renting as a family. So I'm still going to figure this whole office thing out, but I thought I would still try to do some videos for you all because I think a lot of people are very upset about this. And I am not that upset about this. And I think I'm in the minority on this regarding MAGA. Trump is not going to engage on this Epstein stuff. He's done with it. You don't have to get over it. Yeah, I believe in free speech and everyone should be able to speak whatever they want, but it is not going to stick around as far as Trump is concerned. Here's what he says. What's going on with my boys and in some cases, gals? He's talking to all of us. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. That's all caps. Now, this is the biggest thing that I've seen in MAGA is they're all going after Pam Bondi. And Trump is saying, knock it off. I'm sticking with her. There were all these rumors that Dan Bongino was going to leave his position, and then that Patel said if Dan Bongino leaves, he's going to leave. And then there's a latest news is Patel said that was all fake news. We're not going anywhere. I just want to let you guys know how bad internet rumors spread about everything, and you can't tell what is true or not. Okay, that's kind of the bottom line of all this stuff, because to me, this is Trump on Truth Social, and Truth Social is blowing up on Trump right now, and he's just going, look, I know stuff you don't know, and it's not what you think it is. Okay, so now I'm breaking in with this new tweet from Patel because I find it very interesting. I trust Patel a lot. I thought you guys would like this too, or find it interesting. Here's Patel officially on Twitter. Look at this. The conspiracy theories just aren't true. Never have been, period. It's an honor to serve the president of the United States, real Donald Trump, and I'll continue to do so for as long as he calls on me. I bring this up because so far the only news that we've heard about Bongino and Patel appears to have been fake. So if that could be fake, why can't all this Epstein conspiracy be fake and everyone believed it? We go to Patel, in his own words, the conspiracy theories aren't true. That's him. Guess what? He's closer to all of the information than any of us. He has more authority. Trump has more authority. Bondi has more authority, and Bongino has more authority. Trump says, we're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. So I'm defending him in this notion, and he is Team MAGA, and I am Team MAGA. And if you're Team MAGA, let me know in the chat below if you're still on board, or if this whole Pam Bondi thing, got you to split off. We have a perfect administration, says Trump, the talk of the world, and, quote, selfish people, unquote, are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. He's the guy, he's the story that won't go away. I think Trump is used to kind of running the center of attention campaign, and man, he has had enough of all this Epstein stuff. For years, it's Epstein, over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? Now, this is the first time I've heard Trump say that Epstein files are invented by liberals like Barack Obama. If that's true, and I have no reason to doubt him, because I haven't seen one lick of evidence that goes against what Trump has said. There's a lot of accusations. Everyone on the internet pretends like they're 100% factual, going, Trump's part of the cover-up. Pam Bondi covered up. She needs to be fired. Dan Bongino knows he's in on it now. He covered it up. It's the Jews. No matter what evidence you give, it is never enough for a conspiracy person. So, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to get all of us back together again. That's what Trump wants. He wants MAGA back on one page. He's saying, trust me. And I think that's the bottom line is, do you trust him, or are you going to back out of MAGA now? Are you done? Is Trump a liar and corrupt and on the inside and working with Jews? and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, do they know that there's really a list? They saw it and they hid all of it from you, and they want little kids hurt and they don't want anyone going to jail. Is that what you believe? Because I'm starting to think maybe you're not so MAGA. And Trump believes the same. He's talking about Hillary and Obama. They created the Epstein files. So what we're looking for, they invented it. Just like they created the fake Hillary Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. I saw a tweet earlier this week by Professor Nez that was very interesting to me. And it said, why aren't the Democrats asking to release the Epstein files? Why aren't the Democrats doing it? I thought that was very interesting. They don't seem to be very upset about this. They know to keep their mouth shut and let us tear each other apart. Because if we end up over Epstein files, splitting MAGA, America is going to suffer much worse than anything that happened under Epstein. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files that is under Joe Biden? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on me. And now my so-called friends, he keeps putting people who question this in quotes. He's sending you a very strong message if you want to be his friend. Get on board the plan and move on from Epstein. He is saying it in stronger and stronger words. He's not giving in even to the massive MAGA backlash and saying, okay, guys, I was lying. Here's the files. Here's the pictures of everybody. He's not doing that.
So my side is that we should let it go. And we should let it go because Trump says to let it go. Many of you would say, Scott, no. This is a gigantic crime, thousands of victims, underage children, justice has not been served, and there is no reason that we can't have all the information about this. And if Trump won't give it to us, we will stop supporting him.
My friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? But I repeat myself. They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files, no matter how much success we have had securing the border. This is what he wants you to stay focused on, guys. Here's the laundry list, and this is what I do with my show. Securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons. It's never enough for some people. And that's what I'm saying is he's underlining his whole agenda, which had nothing to do with Epstein files. Okay. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years. And we have so much more to do. We're saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, which we've been focusing on all these for years, guys. That's why I'm saying I'm real MAGA. And the people that are getting out on Trump going, I'm done. You guys were MAGA for 6 months. Okay. I've never put an X next to a Democrat in my life. So you guys can come and tell me about how I'm fake MAGA for not wanting to go after Epstein. Fine. I agree with Trump. I agree with his administration. And you guys are off on this wild goose chase. And he's telling you guys, let's move on the thing that got me elected.
What if the full disclosure would cause the Republicans to lose the majority, and maybe for a long time? Trump could give you all the Epstein stuff, but there's something about it that will cause 10 Republicans to not get elected again, and they'll be replaced by Democrats, and then everything that Trump has done will be reversed. The border will be reopened, the deficit will spiral, our money will be going back to Ukraine. Would you prefer that Trump, the commander-in-chief, told you everything about Epstein that can be known if you knew that almost certainly it would remove every good thing that Trump has done? Would you be okay with him saying, you know what, I'm going to make the commander-in-chief decision that we can't handle that hit.
We're arresting thugs and criminals. We're going after the rigged, stolen election of 2020 instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. All caps. That's what I think too. But I'm listening to him. I figure he knows Pam Bondi better than all the internet meme people. Some of them have been in MAGA for 6 months. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she's looking into as AG, and I believe Trump has a bigger mandate for her to look into that than Epstein. It's more significant to our country and to elections going forward, and Trump is being right in focusing on that. He's serious about saving America, guys. And this going into this ancient history stuff, it doesn't help anything. So that's what she's looking to as AG and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, someone that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Now, we obviously all disagree that nobody cares about it. Everyone does care about it, but he's doing his Trump branding. He's cueing you on where he wants to go forward, and he's telling you it's time to move on. Whatever's there, he believes it plays more into the Democrat hands. And I believe him more than I believe the internet. I believe Trump, the guy that I am watching actively save the United States. And I mean save it. I believe him more than I believe every person out there who's calling Trump a liar, Pam Bondi a liar, Dan Bongino a liar. And so be it. You know what? If you don't want to be MAGA, there's 100 other channels making tons of money and clicks right now on running that Jeffrey Epstein story and getting you to get angry at Trump. Think about that. There's people that claim to be MAGA that are making millions of dollars, getting tons of views and clicks off you and your subscription. They're making the money off of you, while according to Trump, you're doing what the Democrats want, destroying MAGA. So that's all I know so far. Now I'm going to quote some other people who I respect a lot. Here is Mike Davis on the subject. And these are guys that I've quoted for years, so they have special credibility with me. I've used them on this show all the time. He says, again, the Trump Department of Justice does not have and never had any such blackmail material. You got to let that sink in. These aren't just random people. These are people who I trust. I know they're truth tellers. I know that they would never go along with something unless it was clear. Now, here's Mike Davis with a little more color on that, on some of the reasons why this stuff might be kept secret. Here's anyone who ours kids deserves the death penalty. So he's starting there with agreement that if there is such crimes, he agrees they should be prosecuted. Here's the problem with the Epstein mess. The FBI doesn't have the evidence many thought it did, period. There are not tapes with powerful men abusing kids. There is not a list. Epstein's Rolodex is already public. We saw that redacted and released. And a Rolodex is not a list of clients necessarily. And the file is largely unreleasable for many reasons, including grand jury materials. Number 2, court records are under seal. Number 3, there's adult material in it. Protections of victims, which I think is really important. You cannot re-victimize these girls and drag them into a courtroom. 5, unsubstantiated, even double or triple. And by the way, I'm going to go back to those girl victims. If there's 1,000 victims, you cannot keep 1,000 victims quiet. Even if they signed a quiet deal, they've never come forward. Even though they could make multi-million-dollar book deals, they've never come forward. Okay. The only ones that did come forward were 3 of them. They're the ones that blamed Donald Trump and said he tied them to a bed and did you know what to them. And Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer for the other side, they were proven, all their cases were proven to be false, and they withdrew their claims. Okay. I've read this stuff. Okay. I'm not just re-quoting internet garbage to you guys like everyone else seems to be doing to get clicks. Number 5, unsubstantiated, even double or triple hearsay, bogus claims like we saw during the Kavanaugh proceedings, which would permanently destroy the reputation of innocent people if released. Does anyone really believe Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, or Dan Bongino would cover up for the likes of Bill Clinton or Bill Gates? If they have that evidence, tell me in the chat below now. That's Mike Davis giving you a great question. Would Kash Patel and Bongino cover up for Bill Clinton and Bill Gates? The Trump Justice Department wanted to be fully transparent, but it can't for the reasons above. This is a case no good deed goes unpunished. There is no doubt, this is no doubt unsatisfying to many, but that's the hard. I hope you'll stick around and let me continue to make my case. This might be the only truth that you get on this subject today. And I'm happy to be here in service to you guys, bringing you guys the news every day, for a day, even on vacation. I'm Doug in Exile.